Welcome to the Millennial Method podcast. I'm your host, Marky, and I thought I'd try a different format today. I usually do typical long-form episodes where I dive into the personal stories of millennials that have chased their dreams, overcome challenges, and redefined success in this pivotal era. But once in a while, I like to do more of a monologue style podcast, more of a reflection of life. I get to talk to you, the listener, what's been on my mind, what's cool out there, more about anything millennial lifestyle related. And so let me know what you guys think of this format. This is going to be definitely a lot shorter because I can't talk for like 30 minutes. But this is more of just the ramblings going on in my head. Before we start, I have a few things. First of all, I just want to say thank you to everyone that's listened to the podcast so far. It truly means the world. I mean, we're close to 100 views, I believe, or 100 listens, not views, listens to the podcast. And I know that's super small, but to me, that's a milestone because I've never done anything like this. And I want to keep hitting those zeros. So the first one's going to be 100. We're going to try and get 1,000, hopefully by the end of the year. And then 10,000 listens in the next few months, whatever that might be. But I truly, truly appreciate you guys listening. And then I think what I'm going to do too is I'll share like one or two things that I found on the internet that are pretty cool that might be useful for you guys. And I mean, none of it's sponsored. I'd love to have sponsors for the podcast, but maybe that's something down the road. This is just cool stuff that I found I think would be useful for your productivity or something that you can try and something I enjoyed. And so the first thing I wanted to talk about is something I've been using for a while now. It's called AudioPen. And AudioPen is one of those tools that potentially could change your life. And I know that sounds kind of, what's the word? I might be overreacting a little bit, but it literally has changed my life. And what do I mean by that? So AudioPen is a web-based app that turns your fuzzy thoughts into clear text, like super fast too. If you're, I enjoy writing. Don't get me wrong. I enjoy writing. I have to write for the podcast. I'm gone back into journaling again, but it takes hella time. I'm not going to lie. Sometimes it takes more than an hour of my day. And by then it's already 10 a.m. I'm hit with phone calls and all of a sudden I'm behind an episode or I'm just rushing. So AudioPen allows me to talk like this, essentially what I'm doing with you guys right now, all my fuzzy thoughts, and helps me summarize these points or even give me a clean transcript of my thoughts. And then I have it in front of me. And then now I have my thing that probably would have taken me 30 minutes to write. And shout out to Luis. I've known that guy for the last couple of years now, just through the interwebs. He's the one that built the product. He's gone number one on Product Hunt, and he's been crushing it. And Luis, if you're hearing this, would love a little sponsorship. I'm just kidding. I will always refer your product. I've been wanting to do a YouTube video on it too, so be on the lookouts for that. But yeah, audiopen.ai, check it out. Don't even have to download an app. Yeah, I use it all the time when I'm on walks. When I'm in the car, sometimes I'll just think of stuff in the car and then I'll just ramble on. And yeah, there's so many use cases. Anyways, check it out. Now back to the podcast. Today I wanted to talk about reinventing yourself. This is something that I've been thinking a lot about more recently, maybe in the last few weeks, even the last month or two. The reason why I've been thinking about it is because I've been dealing with a couple injuries in my body. I had this really bad knee injury on my left knee, and it's been nagging for a while, maybe the last 3 or 4 months, so much that I had to go get a PT. Shout out to Matthew Lagman. He's also a B-boy, so he understands the moves that I do, and he just gives sound advice on making my body all strong again. And my shoulder's gone way better because of his services. But for some reason, my knee has been the same. I'll be on my toes, and then there is some sort of like it hurts at the top of the kneecap. I don't know what it is. I've gotten an X-ray. Luckily, I've not broken anything. I haven't gotten an MRI. I wanted to go straight to PT, and Matt's been super helpful for that. But I don't know. Unfortunately, my knee just has not been healing, and I'm not gonna lie, it's kind of sad. It's kind of, I was a little depressed for a little bit because I had to kind of stop all these hobbies that I was really into. For people that know me, I'm really big on physical activity. I enjoy breakdancing. That's one of my first loves as a creative outlet. I also enjoy rock climbing with friends. And I had to stop both because I just knew that, I'm the type of guy that likes to go 100% on things. And so when I'm breaking, sometimes I don't think about my injuries. And I know that if I started breaking full speed again, even with this injury, that I would re-injure it. So I stopped breaking for a while. I even stopped climbing, which, you're supposed to fall on there's a way to roll off onto your back. So you don't, you're not standing up and you're not hurting your knees, but I'm really bad at it. And every time I've finished a session, I would just land on my knees and it would, it would just hurt my left knee, made a huge impact. And then I'd have to stop all over again. So I just stopped climbing entirely. Still paying for my membership. But just because, they have like yoga classes and they're just, I just go there for just exercise. Shout out to the dog patch team. But, yeah, I the last few weeks, last month, I've been almost cold turkey on those hobbies of mine. And those were like hobbies I enjoyed outside of work. And, because I wasn't doing those, I kind of felt lost, right? The only actual physical activity I was doing was the PT work. And that's one of the reasons why I stopped doing those activities too, so I could truly focus on making my body better again, getting healthy and doing those things that I love. But my knee's just been acting up and it kind of sucks because, again, those were kind of my outlets when I was just stressed with work, stressed with life. Like those are always my go-to outlets. But going back to the topic of reinventing yourself, I had to reinvent myself and find other things I wanted to do. Otherwise, I'd just be staying at home. So I used to DJ back in college just for fun. And, I had some DJ friends that taught me how to do the thing. And I decided to take that up again. And it was nice because it scratched my musical itch. As a dancer, you love music. You want to dance to it, right? And I couldn't do that, at least breakdancing. And so I ended up taking DJ again and really fine-tuning my ear, which in return actually has helped with the podcast quite a bit. There's this it's the business of audio. And I just realized this, but I'm totally been into it the last couple months. But yeah, anyways, so yeah, I'm starting to DJ again, especially when I moved up here to the city. And it's very interesting. I'm not like a resident at this place, but I like to DJ here because the owner is super cool. And it's shout out to the corner store. Nick, he's the owner. Nick and Ina, they're just like family to me now. I was just catching up with a friend there. When I moved up here, I heard about the corner store and I wanted to go check it out. And I saw the DJ decks. Imagine like a Korean dive bar. And there's just like a dance floor with some DJ decks. And I was very curious. So as I was catching up with my friend, I asked the server, who happened to be the owner. I was like, hey, do you DJ here? Do you guys host events? And the owner's like, yeah, I DJ here. And I'm like, oh, cool. What's it like? And he just tells me how they DJ on the weekends and he does it whenever he wants. And he asked if I DJ and I said, yeah. And then the rest was history. We became super tight. He even taught me a few things and even let me borrow his controller because I had to get a new one. It's just been a cool gig for living here in San Francisco. So that was really cool. So in that way, I had to reinvent myself. I had to listen to my body and kind of pivot away from this. And that just goes to show sometimes there are so many things out of your control where you have to kind of accept things and learn how to do things another way. And that's what I had to do with my body. It was just it was just breaking down. So I had to. Well, one, I'm still doing the PT, so I'm hoping. I'm on like a 12-week program. I think it's like the 7th or 8th week now, and I have 4 more weeks to go. Not gonna lie, I'm not feeling too confident about it. I might have to go check it out again, but I'm gonna stick to the work with my PT to hopefully get this knee back to where it once was. I've been listening to this audiobook by Attia. It's called Outlive, which is a longevity book. And that book is extremely fascinating. I 100% recommend it, especially if you're thinking about health, especially at our age. A lot of people that are a lot older than us in their 40s and 50s. At our age, as a millennial, we're kind of in our prime, if you think about it. And if you can set up the foundation to have a long and healthier life now, you'll be good by your 40s or 50s. And that's my goal. It's like to start doing these longevity things now, right? Before it's too late. There's been so many stories of people being affected by like alcoholism or, a lot of regret because their body's breaking down from bad habits. And, I think millennials are prime, in their prime right now. Check out that book, Outlive. If you have Audible, and the audiobook is really good. The author narrates it himself, Attia. I'm on the last chapter about emotional health, and honestly, it's kind of been mind-opening to hear that side, because a lot of the other chapters are focused on physical health, and the last chapter in the book is about mental health, and he has a totally different take on it. And so definitely check it out, Attia, Outlive. It's never too late to reinvent yourself, even if you have to. I was forced to do that. To my detriment, I do way too many things sometimes. And I was talking to my friend, Patricia, and she was just like, man, you're kind of like a modern Renaissance man. Could be a good thing, could be a bad thing. I don't know. I just like hello shit. But either way, don't be afraid to reinvent yourself. Even if you're in your 30s, even if you're in your 40s, if you're in your 20s, you got all the time in the world. Do everything, I think in the startup world, there's a saying is like, move fast, move forward, break things, especially in your 20s, because you have all the time in the world. But even then, it's never too late to reinvent yourself. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this little piece of mine. Let me know if you enjoyed the format. I'll try to do more of these. I'm always trying to work on my storytelling. And if there's any topics you want me to talk about, cover in these little blurbs, let me know. But again, I truly appreciate you guys. Thanks for listening. And I will see you at the next one. Hey, thanks for checking out the podcast. If you enjoyed this episode, make sure to subscribe. We're on YouTube, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, wherever you get your shows, we're there. And as always, I'm trying to get better at this. Please be in touch. Any feedback, would love to hear from you. I'm just grateful that I get to be part of your life and be in your ear for a little bit. As always, I truly appreciate you guys for tuning in, and I'll see you at the next one. I hope you have a great day today.